Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for coming back to another broadcast over here at the Ellis Network. Um, in this video, I'm just going to give you guys an opinion on something that's being spread all over Facebook, Twitter, any social media. If you guys are on social media at all, you guys will clearly know what I'm talking about. And this is about the whole ordeal with Oprah, you know, wanting, there's all suggestion that Oprah runs for president. No, no, no. All right, let's think about this for a minute. Democrats, when President Trump first ran for office, you guys remember them saying that we can't have a TV star in office. We can't have a celebrity running the country. But now Democrats are pushing for Oprah to run for 2020. I was on Twitter a couple days ago or yesterday, and there was a poll post asking who would you vote for in 2020, President Trump or Oprah Winfrey? And like 89% of the people said President Trump. There's that 11% of people that said Oprah. And this is why y'all lost. The 11%, this is why y'all lost. You guys want to put someone in office that has nothing other than she knows how to give away money. Again, she's done it plenty of times on our TV show, so go ahead, put her in office. You get a tax break. You get a tax break. Everyone gets a tax break. Fucking retarded. Listen. Everyone's saying that back in the past, I think it was 2014, there's a post out there talking about how Oprah called for white genocide. And it may have not been worded like that. It may have not, maybe to her, it wasn't perceived to be like that, but everyone took her words, wrote them down. And there's so many stories being brought out to this. Honey, let me tell you something. If you think that white people should die and that would stop the racist and the racism here in America, especially the older generation, she was saying that if the older generation would die off, you would get rid of white supremacists, because these older ones that are born and raised into that environment are no doubt the ones that's being the racist. You do realize that black people is the most racist people on the planet, right? My opinion. My opinion. I mean, just like everyone else, you're going to have some good ones that, but the whole ideology, look at Black Lives Matter movement before all this even came out. Everyone's sitting there like, oh, Black Lives Matter, blah, blah, blah. They want to fucking protest everything because it's racist and it hurts their feelings. They can walk around and call, people crackers and shit like that. They can call themselves the N word, but we're not allowed to do it. And I'm not going to say it here on air. Um, but I mean, it's stupid. This whole ordeal with Oprah running for president. There was a Twitter, I believe it was NBC, tweeted, salute to our next POTUS. And then recently, after it was posted, there was a lot of backlash on it, and then it was taken down. NBC comes out and says that their Twitter account's owned by a third party. Bullshit. You hired that third party. What they do is you take responsibility for what you hired those people to do. So if they're going to post up and say that, take the responsibility and say, yeah, it was us. Just say it. I mean, come on. Why come out to the public and then wait for backlash and then just take it away? Come on. We're not stupid. But, for her to sit there and say that, white people should die to get rid of racism, no. No, you are not a part of the solution. You are a part of the problem. That's the problem with America nowadays. We want to split each other into cultures. We label everything. We have white Americans. We have African Americans. You have Spanish Americans. Latin Americans. Can we all forget the labels for 1 minute and just call each other Americans? If you're here legally and you're paying into the tax system, it doesn't matter what culture you come from, you're still an American. Blacks. I'm not going to recognize you guys as African Americans. I recognize you guys as Americans. Even if you don't agree, you're still here legally. You're an American. I'm not going to give you that name, that African American, just to split, again, labels. I don't agree with labels. Same as the Spanish culture. If you guys are here legally, Muslim Americans, we have Jewish Americans, we have Black Americans, White Americans, Spanish Americans. We have Americans from every walk of life. But if you're here legally, you're an American. Plain and simple. If you're here illegally, with nothing to offer the American people, and you continue to sit here and leech off the system, go out and make your money under the table illegally. We all know if you guys make $5 here in America, that's like $15, $20 in Mexico. So you come up here for a summer or two, you work, you save up everything, you ship back to Mexico with, let's say, $70,000 in your pocket. That's almost like $250,000 in Mexico, peso. So no doubt, you come over here illegally, take the money from the American families and people, ship it back, and it's ridiculous. And leave our fucking Levi's alone. What's the point of that? I can't tell you how many Mexican people I see walk into a fucking store and freak out when there's a new rack of Levi's. What? Look, you can take the Mazda and Toyota trucks. Leave the fucking Levi's. I don't know, man. But racism. This is my whole point. Racism. I seriously think, if you guys remember, there's an article, there's a video that's been posted up all over the place, and it's been up for a few years now. I've seen it multiple times. And maybe you guys can even look for it on YouTube. It's where Morgan Freeman is sitting down with a Jewish interviewer, and they start talking about Black Lives Matter and the protesting and all that. And Morgan Freeman, he doesn't support it, but he says, you want to know how to get rid of racism? We're not going to be getting rid of racism if every year we're constantly reminded of the hardships that the Africans endured. Every February, it's Black History Month. Every February, proud African Americans, they relive that history. They watch, the movies, the heritage and all that. They're proud. But then you got these families here in America that's hanging on to the past, that want to keep brainwashing, I shall say. Just brainwashing people. And I've always said this, and I'm pretty sure that all of you guys agree with me as well. You're not born racist. You're taught that. You're not born with hatred. You're taught hate. Again, we do it to ourselves, guys. Black History Month, again, you guys heard me plenty of times say, I'm proud that you guys have come from, as a culture, which you guys used to be in America to where you guys are now. Why can't you see that? Without that move, you guys would not look up to Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks. You wouldn't have had those influential civil rights people in your past and in your history to be proud of if none of that happened. Slavery happened, yeah. I'm not going to apologize for it. Why? Because I wasn't there 200 years ago. Maybe my ancestors were, but you know what? I'm not going to go dig into my family tree to find out. I don't fucking care. That shit don't bother me tonight. Don't bother me tomorrow. It won't bother me in the next 20 years. I don't feel like I should have to hear 2 generations later bitch and cry about slavery, which they've never had anything to do with. Maybe their families did. I get that. But your families also are the same ones that fought and stood up against slavery. Your grandparents are the ones that were out in the streets and marching and protesting so you guys can go to school, so you guys can have the right to vote, have a voice in this nation. Your grandparents did something great. But you guys don't want to think about that. You guys want to keep on thinking of the cotton picking and fucking slaves. Get off that shit. I understand that was a bad part of history, but just leave it alone. Like I said, Black History Month, take away Black History Month, give it 2 generations, racism would be almost over. Almost on both sides, whites and blacks. Again, we got to stop teaching our kids this hatred. It's ridiculous. Being a grown-up, being a parent myself, man, I see parents out there acting like fucking 12-year-olds on a playground. kids raising kids. It's really sad. Anyways, guys, again, like I said, this is just an opinion video over here at the Ellis Network. Drop a comment in the section. Let me know what you guys think. South Korea and North Korea did have their meeting earlier today. North Korea will be sending in a delegation to the Olympics this year. And also, they have agreed to reopen military hotlines. No doubt is that incredible. That's awesome. And that actually sheds a little bit of hopeful light into the situation, but we'll see in the next coming days. This is very fragile. It's a very sensitive subject for both nations. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later, and let me know what you think.